So we are coming down here. I would like to see the potential of the auction bottoming it out or making a higher low here. So I want to see if we're on the 15-minute bars here. I want to see if we can have the auction come lower, and then we have a double bottom here at the 50s or so. Then we can look to take that long if we were breaking through that. We have room to the downside here. We have room all the way down, well below 847 there. And we got room down here. Got room down here as well. Yeah, so we have a lot of room there to the downside. And so we'll have to see if this puts in a higher low or if this is going to continue selling off here. You can see the auction had a little bit of trouble in this area. This is the area of liquidity that I was watching here. Let's go ahead and make this green right here. So I was watching this area right here, kind of in the overnight session. And there's a little bit of volume that was conducted here in this area. You could see that we whipped down below it. We sold off very violently, came back to it, and then we tried to see if we had anybody who's interested in buying the price there above 16,000, that 16,010 area. And currently, that's where we're having a little bit of trouble. So we got to see if that's going to sort of maintain in that area or not, or if we're going to see the auction kind of get back up into that area and show some strength through there. If we're going to put in a higher low or if we're going to skitter on below this area here. I want to be kind of watching. I'm going to this one right here and change that to orange. See if we can get below that 950 area here. Be curious if we can actually auction below that. So we do have Michelle Bowman, who is a voter. She is the Reserve Board governor. She's going to be speaking on monetary policy. So that's going to be a big mover and shaker event here. So it's going to be interesting to see what her commentary is, if she is explorative in her commentary, talking about, you know, what the future holds for the Fed. If we're looking at the next FOMC here, it is in 15 short days. Right now, we're looking at a 96.8% chance of a pause and now a 3.2% chance of a 25 basis point hike. If we're looking at the January meeting, we have an 88% chance of remaining where we are now. And the first rate cuts are priced in now for March, 23% of a rate cut in March. We are trading lower here. So I'm looking for weakness up towards the 70 area. And if we have some weakness into that 70 area, that's where I'm looking to take this short. This is area that I'm watching right here, dropping in the 5. So this is a big level here, right here at 73/4. We do have strength. I want to potentially take this continuation here long. So we're going to take that long right there. I'm going to move my stop right to that area there. And we are pushing up here. I do want to see this thing getting above the 80s, watching for the strength to show up right at the 75 area. I'm going to add to that right there. I want to see this strong into the 80s now. Yeah, I want to see 987.25 myself as well. Seeing if 75 will hold here. Some sellers coming in right at 75. So we're hearing some news out of Israel that they detonated 3 devices. So that was kind of putting the ceasefire in jeopardy, I guess is what they're saying now. I'm just listening to these squawks coming through. Watching here if we take out the 75 again. I'm going to add to that actually on that push. SPY is pushing up pretty strong here as well, running into the VWAP. So just seeing if we can take out the 75 once more. Point of control has just moved as well. Going to add to that as we are encroaching into that 75. Watching now for this to blow through the 80s. Some asks up there at 80, but I think that we can get through them with enough strength. Good morning, Brian. Watching this here at 80. Should see some big strength coming through right at these 80s. A little bit of hesitation right there into 82. Yeah, I got the VWAP there at 84.5. So somebody could be front running the 84.5 VWAP. High of that spike was 82.5. Price action definitely slowing down a little bit here. But SPY is back through the VWAP, back through the EMAs. So just showing the strength that I do want to see. Amazon is touching that VWAP right now as well. Apple is looking pretty strong here. So I'm pretty confident in this position for now. Still running into a little bit of resistance there around the 80s. Very thin though. So seeing if they're going to continue kind of stacking these asks up towards the 80s here. There is a lot of liquidity above that we'd like to entertain. So I do want to see that 80 get pushed through with some strength here. Still some big sellers there up the 80s. So we're getting a little bit of weakness showing up here. A little pullback from the SPY. Still pretty low volume around this area. We do need to see the push of volume showing up right at that 80 level. Seeing a couple buyers showing up here, but still some thick asks to get through to the top side. So we are targeting 87.25 to the top side here for this trade. That is what we're looking for, to blow through this VWAP up at 78. Here's a nice little push. If we just get to that around that 80 level and it just starts to struggle a little bit. So we just want to see that punch through, a little bit of the price action come in to the top side there, start lifting up those asks. If they continue to stuff the asks there to the top side, might have to take this position down. We are just kind of consolidating here, but we are supporting the bid at the 77 level. So looking for buyers to step up right in this area here. It's very interesting how the liquidity is getting moved around in this area. They seem to not want to let this run above the 80s here. There's a lot of people that keep on capping it off up there. Yeah, they're stuffing, they're rejecting them. They're just adding large size onto the ask, so it's stuffing the price down. So seeing if we can get back up to that 77 area, or if they're going to continue to stuff this here. Nice pullback and then a nice healthy push here. See if we can get back up above the VWAP. Yeah, they're still stuffing this here, unfortunately. Little pullback in SPY. So looking for that breakout above the VWAP, auctioning back into 77, getting above 78. And getting that price action back into the 80s here. That's what we're looking for. Nice push back up here. Some big buyers stepping through. I want to see this hold now. So we just need to see this push above the 80s. We need to see the asks sort of die down up there. You can see how large these asks are. They just tried to lift that there. There's a 55 hidden order there up at 80 and a half. So they are looking for that liquidity. We just need to get through that to the top side there. And once we get through this, this should start to rally pretty hard. So again, we're looking to test that same player there. Let's see if they're still there. Definitely a little bit thicker there at 81 and a half. Very nice pull there. Beautiful. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to take out 5 into the ask there. Going to run 5 more. Move my stop just above break even. So that was the squeeze I was looking for. We tapped the VWAP at 84 and a half. I want to see if we could run the rest here up to 87 and a quarter. So as we said, right above 80s, that's where we start to see the squeeze. And sure enough, once we popped above that player at 81, we got that nice, beautiful pop right up to the VWAP. So that's what we're looking for on that trade there. See how violent this pullback is. In time frame 15 minutes, there's a very powerful bullish envelope. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why we're long here. Yeah. What does COB mean in bookmap? That is the current order book. Wow, look at that. You see this liquidity that's getting tossed around here? That's insane. You can see right above my head here. That is the book map. I want to actually peel off. See if I can peel off 3 here into the ask. There we go. Peeled off 3 more into the ask there. So we'll let the other 2 work here, but you can see there's just, that was a big amount of volume coming through, and it was to the sell side. In fact, that was just on that one order, 250 lots. But what you want to note on something like that is that if it's 250 lots to the downside, it's usually going to be a market order, not a marketable limit order, usually. And if you're seeing the counterparties buying that, you know, think about it. If you're selling 250 lots into the market, the price should, you can see up above my head, the price should sweep down below that and you should see a bigger flush. But the fact of the matter is that you had somebody waiting on the bid with a hidden order there and they absorbed that right away. So that to me is a bullish signal. That is a bullish sign there. That's why I'm not going flat yet. So we're looking to see now if we can encroach upon 85 here. Actually going to trail my stop a little bit higher here, lock in a little bit more profit. So let's see where everybody's from here. We got Nigeria, we got Russia, Mexico, Colombia. Why not take profit when you're around 1,400? Well, because we made $2,000 instead. And we're not playing our P&L. We're playing our price levels that we're looking for. Ralph says Miami. All right, we're stopped out there. So we made $1,800 on that trade right there from the Dominican. Very cool. So nice $1,800 trade on that one. We did get stopped out on that whip down. I want to wait and see what Michelle Bowman has to say. She's going to be speaking right now.